Selected to receive, so we'll get a good look at Chris Johnson, a sophomore from Bryan, Texas, about 2.5 hours from Fort Worth, making his first collegiate start. TCU trying for its 10th win of the season, lost a heartbreaker last week at Oklahoma. Baylor won at Oklahoma State to keep its Big 12 title and college football playoff hopes alive. And it's a short kickoff. Chris Platt from the 6-yard line. And Platt with a running lane to the outside. Out near the 40-yard line. Great starting field position for the Baylor Bears. Wood is starting for Baylor. He was battling an ankle injury himself last week. And on the first play, he's out to the 43.
How does he react and how are his nerves?
Here's Linwood again. And he's out to the 47-yard.
That's a primary issue.
It's Linwood again, and he's short. Knocked down at the 40. But Baylor going for it here on 4th down. The quarterback sneak, and it's close. Looks like he's got it based on where the head linesman is standing. They actually might move a receiver to quarterback like Chris Johnson if Johnson gets hurt. He's going to air it out here. Going for the top target for Baylor, and there's a penalty flag. Corey Coleman, one of the top receivers in all of college football, a finalist for the Biletnikoff Award, was interfered with by Corey O'Mealy.
O'Mealy was in good position, and corners are taught to run these receivers out of bounds as part of the technique.
Pass interference. Defense number 3. Cut the receiver's path off to the football. 15-yard penalty. Automatic.
First down inside the 40-yard line. Play action. Johnson. And Katie Cannon on the catch at the 25 for 11.
First start here tonight.
And he's moving the team here. Penalty flag down. There was movement by Baylor.
False start. Offense. Number 61. 5-yard penalty. First down.
He uses athleticism and his arm talent here on his first start against TCU on the road.
And he's going to throw it into the end zone here, and it's broken up and picked off. What a terrific play by Julius Lewis, a true freshman. There is a penalty flag down, though, in the backfield. A great interception by Lewis. They've had all kinds of injuries on defense, but it's coming back.
Passer. Defense number 94. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Opening drive this year, the only team in the FBS to do it. That almost went by the wayside. Johnson running here inside the 10. Knocked down near the...
Johnson at 240 running the football is such an advantage.
It's second and short. Johnson slipped, but did get a goal. And here's Linwood. Puts the head down and gets to about the 2-yard line. Linwood is knocked down in the backfield for a loss. So it's 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. And Chafin plows forward and gets stood up at the goal line. And they're going to say he didn't get in. It'll be 4th down for Baylor. Number 80, Laquan McGowan at 410 pounds is lined up in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Linwood or make that Chafin over the top, and he's in for the touchdown. The ball came out, but that was well after Chafin crossed the plane as Baylor scores again a touchdown in the opening drive.
And Chafin does a great job because Ty Summers, number 42, came unblocked. And Chafin just gets enough to get that ball across the plane.
That's the 7th rushing touchdown for Devin Chafin. Shocked Linwood, start of the game, but he's battling an ankle injury. The coaches told us we'll see Chafin, Johnny Jefferson, Terrence Williams as well at running back today. And then you had Chris Johnson. Basically, that's 5 different guys that'll carry the football between the tackles. And the point after from Chris Callahan, leading 7-0. Raining again here in Fort Worth. We had a 45-minute delay due to lightning. Cavante Turpin, true freshman, very dangerous with the ball in his hands, and there he goes. And a nice tackle.
Dual threat in this game with that ankle. He looked ginger in warm-ups.
Got a very good tailback. Aaron Green, high snap, and Boykin gonna hand it off on the delay. Green was very good in the hole at making it. He's got Kevontae Turpin in the backfield with him here on second down, and Boykin will throw. Gonna air it out. Jump ball. Overthrown. Incomplete. Intended for Emmanuel Porter, and a late penalty flag is thrown. We saw those jump balls a ton in the game last year in Waco. Ryan Reed was in coverage that time for the Bears on Emmanuel Porter, who's becoming one of the go-to receivers with Josh Dotson out for the season due to a wrist injury.
Pass interference. Defense, number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Ryan Reed will be targeted a lot in this football game. A year ago, he went one-on-one with Josh Dotson. This year will be Porter, as you mentioned, because of the injury to Dotson. Porter.
Dallas. And Boykin, as a defender fell down, Jarrett Stewart gets the first down inside.
They're going to be in trouble because he won't have to move like he normally likes to.
He moves here, looking for a running lane, and down he goes at the 20
from the pocket.
Boykin, another pass play. He's going to fire into the end zone. It's caught. Did he hang on? He did. Touchdown, Stewart. The first touchdown of Jarrett Stewart's career. The true freshman hauls it in.
Rain is coming down in sheets, but that does not affect Trevone Boykin. It's just a little pick route with Stewart. He runs a wheel, and he gets wide open on the linebacker, Taylor Young. That's a mismatch.
30th touchdown pass of the season for Boykin, as the receiver able to secure it all the way to the ground. TCU tied at 7. 6 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. This will be a touchback. Zamora takes a knee. It will come out to the 25. Let's check in with
the pace on offense more so than the risk of turning it over.
And here's a big hole for Jefferson across the 30 to the 32.
Because of this pace, they won't get a dry ball in the game.
Jefferson again has the first down. An ankle tackle made to stop a big.
Continually getting rained on.
Now Johnson to throw, looking deep, gonna fire it. Incomplete, trying to hit Cannon. Good coverage by Nick.
To Chris Johnson's accuracy.
They'll run it here on the delay. Jefferson with a first down and more. Breaks a tackle at the 40. They finally knock him down inside the 20. Johnny Jefferson with a huge run for Baylor.
You know, Shock Linwood tweaked an ankle and a knee last week in the game, and Johnny Jefferson is going to see more carries in this football game. He's a little bit faster, more explosive even than Shock Linwood.
That was a 45-yard run by Jefferson. Johnson throwing, and to the 10-yard line is Jay Lee.
Just throw it as far as you can. Quarterback
run. Johnson runs over a defender and picks up the first down.
How he's going to react in the hole. He put his shoulder down.
Here's Chafin. Another touchdown for Devin Chafin. He's got both Baylor scores.
17 plays Baylor's run offensively, 14 of them on the ground. You can see Art Briles' points of emphasis this week in a rivalry game on the road with your third-string quarterback in bad weather. It's going to be who's the toughest up front. We're going to run the football in between the tackles.
7-play, 75-yard drive in a minute 27 for the top scoring team in the country. If they end up leading the country in scoring, it'd be the third straight year. 30s, wind chill in the low 20s. No more lightning though, since it struck about 2 hours ago. Here's Kevontae Turpin. Had a good return the first time, trying to get to the outside. And Hall had an angle on him, so he's standing.
You don't expect to lose that many guys.
And Boykin in the air, coming off a touchdown pass. Another deep shot here. What a grab by Porter. Had the defender, Ryan Reed, all over him. And he went up high to pull it down for 32 yards.
Well, you show Josh Dotson on the sidelines. This is the guy that they need to step into his position at that X receiver. Emmanuel Porter, who is taller than Dotson. He's 6'4", 200.
They're inside the Baylor 35. That's Turpin running into the backfield here. Boykin, Porter in traffic, made a catch. Got the season in the backfield with Boykin. But Boykin outside the pocket, a flag down, and Boykin did not get the first down.
As well, center and left guard.
Offense number 68, 10-yard penalty, second down.
To the quarterback.
And Billings right there, 75 in white. He's their best player on defense. Boykin airing it out into the end zone and out of bounds. It was Turpin, and the back judge says it's incomplete. Three-man rush for Baylor. Boykin steps up and runs at the 30 and heads out of bounds, so he doesn't get the first down.
Order and read.
Now they back off and rush forward. Boykin slings it incomplete. Not on the same page with Stewart, the receiver. Johnson making his first collegiate start. Hands it off to Shock Linwood. Breaks one tackle, but then spun down in the backfield. And Johnson slips, and down he goes. So it's third down and 14. Johnson. And nothing there. Pearson's got a hold of him and takes him down to force a punt. And it continues to pour here in Fort Worth. Turpin is the deep man for the punt by Galitz. And it's secured for the fair catch. There was contact after. Boykin sidearms it out to Nixon. And Sean Nixon now 37 catches.
Sells is more than capable.
Taking a lot of time off the play clock. Boykin with time and throws that one out of bounds. Trying to hit Nixon. Andrew Billings, we talked about. Blanchard as well. Third down and 8. The play clock at 1. They did not get it off. Penalty marker down. Why do you think they're taking so much time off the play clock here on this possession?
Snap, delay a game. Offense number 2, 5-yard penalty, third down.
So third down and 12. Here comes Billings. Look out. Down goes Boykin at the 22. Lost
Football and think you're going to win.
Links Hawthorne is deep. This is an excellent punt. Hawthorne muffs it. TCU appeared to jump on it at the 30-yard line.
It was a great punt from Ethan Perry. Gave his coverage unit time to get down the field, and they get the football.
48-yard punt. It was muffed and recovered at the 30-yard line by TCU. It's Davis Devereaux. Check that Paul Whitmill with the recovery.
And that's Listenby, the starting wide receiver that got down there first. Great effort. You ask your starters to do everything, and Listenby getting down on punt coverage. You never know when that's going to happen, and mistake by Hawthorne.
Look at the last couple of games. Turnover margin for Baylor after a great start. -5 the last couple of games, but they won last week despite the turnovers at Oklahoma State. TCU ball now at the Baylor 30, trailing by 7 late in the first quarter. Here's Aaron Green, and Oakman can't make the play on Green, and he's knocked down. Second down and 5. Boykin pulls it back, and the pass way overthrown. Intended for
Him established. They can't rely solely on the pass.
All right, Baylor showing that same look. This time they bring pressure on third down. Jump ball, and it's picked off inside the 5 by Howard. And Howard takes it back to the 17.
We saw this in the fourth quarter last year from Phil Bennett in this game. All-out pressure, and the answer from TCU was to throw the fade. Well, they bring it. Baylor anticipates it, and Xavier Howard knows exactly when to turn around and time his jump and gets the interception.
That's the 5th interception of the season for Howard, and so that's 2 opportunities inside the Baylor 35. And the Horned Frogs come away with nothing. They trail 14-7. After trailing by 21 in the fourth quarter, they're going to run it here. Corey Coleman getting the call on a rush, and he's out to the 33. There'd be a bowl game or a playoff game as Johnson throws it deep, and this is intercepted by Nick Orr.
We saw this last week in the second half from Chris Johnson. Yes, he threw 2 touchdowns and they beat Oklahoma State, but he also threw an interception late just like this. So you see over the top, it's too deep, and it's clear that it's too deep. You can't just throw the ball down on a fade with a safety back there. It turns into a punt. Those are the decisions. You want to be aggressive, and you want to do what you do when you're...
So does TCU try to keep it on the ground here? They will. Kyle Hicks off the right side. And Hicks slammed down by Oakman. Baylor, so far the difference is the rush game. Only as a sack there by Jamal Palmer.
And Billings already have made plays in the backfield.
And we talked about the TCU injuries on defense. Baylor has plenty of them. Boykin a ton of time to throw. Has to try to check it down, and it's incomplete. Look
Production in this offense.
We've seen it affect the kicking game too, Tom. Baylor coming after it, and they got close. Hawthorne, who muffed the punt, wants no part of this one. It's on the other hash mark near the 30-yard line.
That could have been fielded easily by a...
TCU can't run the ball. Baylor can. And here's Shock Linwood getting to the outside across the 40. Pushed out. Johnson, a sophomore, going to hand it off. Linwood with a big hole. It's another first down.
See that very often. Third string quarterback come in and put the number of those guys on his wristband.
Linwood, and they finally get him for a short gain. It was Trevone.
Guys that came before him. I think that's really cool.
Getting the help of a solid run game so far. This pass incomplete. It was dropped by Davion Hall. Well, they just lost their center. Kyle Fuller just left the game, and as the quarterback Johnson tries to run, he lost the ball, and it's picked up by TCU. Josh Caraway on the run. They're not going to catch him. Caraway with a TCU touchdown.
You mentioned those 3 turnovers, Dave, to start the game. Now Chris Johnson with his 7th rush. We got to protect the football all the way to the ground. He's wrapped up with his legs. And Trevone Howard, number 32, rips the ball out. That ball is out. That's a fumble. And Josh Caraway, who gave up the first touchdown, if we remember, on that personal foul, late hit on the quarterback, is in position and makes a play for Gary Patterson.
Great job by the official, too, to catch it, because if they rule him down and it's overturned, which now as you look at the replay you can see clearly the ball is out, then you don't get the return. But because they let it go, the official thought it was out, called it a fumble, the touchdown will stand as well. That left knee is still up and the ball is out.
Yep.
Trevone Howard and Montrell Wilson on the hit. And Josh Caraway picks it up, shows speed. He had a big game last week, 2.5 sacks against Oklahoma. Made a mistake on the first drive with that
personal foul. Yeah.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Fumble, touchdown.
You know how detailed Gary Patterson is, especially with his defense. And in a game like this, you're coaching your guys on defense. If you get one guy to wrap up, the second and third guy to the football, got to go for the football, strip it out, because the conditions are going to give you ample opportunity to turn the ball over.
Already 4 turnovers here, 2 by Johnson, an interception, and now a fumble. Oberchrome on for the extra point to tie it. 14. Even this probably won't be easy given the rain and the conditions with the wind and also the footing, but
over protected.
And a pooch. This is live, and again it's slippery, and Zamora slides to the 25, passes. And here's Jefferson straight ahead, ripped down to the
down the field. You don't think of this offensive line, but it is a strength.
Jefferson gets drilled by Ty Summers. 58 there. Jefferson upended. Trevone's
defense together this season.
They keep the momentum going after the fumble recovery for a touchdown. And here's a bad snap. Galitz gets the punt away, and it's a really good kick. Fair caught at the 27. Leading the country total offense, yards per game, and there was not a running back there, so Boykin loses yardage.
Offense and defense now are playing more as a unit, more as a team. They're not individual units, which I think is important.
Here's Turpin off the right side. He gets stood up and shoved out by 2 years ago Trevone Boykin, and last year he ends up finishing 4th in Heisman consideration. Here's a screen pass to Kyle Hicks, and Hicks gets the first down out to the 40-yard line, just shy of the 40-yard line. Green, you see those jump cuts, beautiful. Moves in the hole, and it's a gain of 8 yards.
Trevone Boykin was going to be as good as quarterback as he's been.
Hicks has the first down. He gets stoned by Tayon Sells, but he does move quarterback. Obviously a lot different offense with Dalton at quarterback, now starring for the Bengals. Aaron Green slammed down by the right guard. Matt Pryor just went to the sideline with an injury, so Patrick Morris is in for him. We'll see what happens here on 2nd and 10 as Green slips, and down at the 40s become arguably the best college football rivalry in Texas. 111th meeting as Boykin heads out of bounds. No running room. It's 4th down.
They felt like the governor and Richards had something to do with it, and this rivalry has now gotten a little bit chippy, especially after 61-58 last year.
And a lot of spray paint in both schools. Win this game and then beat Texas next week. Here's Chris Johnson, just his 6th pass attempt of the game, and it's caught by K.D. Cannon right at the first down.
Those two guys together, that's two of the starting offensive linemen, Drango and Gerald Broxton. An emotional guy, and he wants to establish a line of scrimmage, and the offensive line is where it starts.
High pass, and boy, if Julius. So they've come out throwing the ball here on this possession as Johnson's on the run, and that's a great catch, but short of the first down. K.D. Cannon. It'll be 4th down.
And when it's wet out like this, so they've got to keep their heads about it.
This is Galitz's 3rd punt of the game. He had 29 all season, the 2nd fewest in college football. Fair catch. See the Horned Frogs try to get the run game going. They throw it out to Turpin in the flat. The pass was behind him, and Turpin gets pushed out after a short gain.
For TCU and Baylor on offense against that type of defense.
Boykin stepping up, and he'll run. And Boykin drilled from behind, lost the ball. Baylor has it. Recovered by Taylor Young. Another turnover.
Great effort from Jamal Palmer, who just rushing the quarterback, Dave, and then comes up from behind Boykin. He's got a motor, and he's playing at a high level now. Phil Bennett talked about him coming back from an ACL from last year. Look at him coming from behind with that effort. Goes right for the football. Clearly out.
So that's 2 turnovers by TCU, both on Boykin. 3 giveaways by Baylor, 2 on their quarterback. Great play by Palmer to punch it free. Palmer played only 5 games last year because of a knee injury. He's made more plays than Sean Oakman, who gets more press.
And to make an effort play like that when he's playing every snap. They don't have any subs to come in for Jamal Palmer.
So 1st down, Johnson's pass caught. The ball on the ground is ruled incomplete. It was intended for Jay Lee. He got whacked.
It gets cold. Now your hand gets numb, so your hand, you can't really feel well, and it's wet. So there's 2 things going against you.
2nd and 10. Johnson, everybody covered, and Johnson throws it away. Was he outside the pocket? There was a receiver in the area. K.D. Cannon. Play clock at 1. And Johnson stepping up. It's a jump pass caught by Linwood for a first down to the 35-yard line.
You can't have linemen downfield, and Muir was very close.
And it is really coming down now. Johnson tried to hit Lee. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Johnson keeping, got 2 hands on the football after he turned it over earlier.
Right now, Chris Johnson seems to be handling it up until this point.
Yeah, ball on the ground. Coleman scoops it up, and now they're out of field goal range. And Coleman is hurt. He's getting more work in this game than he has the entire season. This is 4 punts already. He averages 2 punts a game. And look at that thing just die in the mud at the 14. Let's go to Adnan Vernon over a fumble. But TCU able to force a punt after Baylor had the ball at midfield. Here's Green, and Billings brings him down at the 20. It's a gain of 5. That's when a play failed, and TCU suffered its second loss. Here's Boykin keeping on 2nd and 5, and he's able to slip here tonight. Another run play, Green to the outside, and again a beautiful cutback. I mean, that's hard to do. Keep it on the ground here. Green has the first down and goes down to the 40.
The team that protects the ball for the remainder 2.5 quarters will win this game.
Boykin gonna air it out, going for Listenby. He can't pull it in. It's incomplete. Here's Aaron Green. There's no running room, and he is hogtied inbounds by Oakman. 3rd and 12. I guess if you don't get it, you're punting to Baylor. You don't want them to have any time, but Boykin off a pump fake has a wide open guy, and it's dropped. Porter drops the ball.
He's wide open. You make that catch and you get out of bounds and stop the clock, and now you have an opportunity to take a couple of shots to get a field goal range, but nothing is going to be easy when you're handling the football in these elements, and you have to almost.
Baylor setting up to go for the block. Now they back off, and they got close anyway. And that's a horrible punt. Goes into the stands. Although to your point, nothing as he came on the ground. When's the last time Baylor had a game without a passing touchdown? They throw it to Coleman, who's back on the field. He slips. And will they call a timeout? TCU will start an offense as we begin the 3rd quarter. And this will be a touchback, and we'll come out to the 25 as we check in with Tom Luganville. And we saw one of those turnovers was a muff punt by Baylor in that first half. Boykin throwing, and couldn't tell that was going to be set up to be a double pass or not. That was thrown behind the line of scrimmage to Kyle Hicks.
Face the elements and thrive in them rather than allow them to affect you.
Boykin running the option here on 2nd and 9. The late pitch as Green steps out. That's Andrew Billings, the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. The first time he's won that honor. Oakman drills Boykin, and Listenby drops the ball, but a flag was in coverage of Listenby.
Pass interference.
Even the rain affecting the microphone of Mike Defee.
4th down.
They get Listenby, the receiver, for offensive pass interference. It's 4th down.
Why he went down, I didn't see a push off.
But it was declined, and they're punting anyway. 4th down. And Hawthorne will let this one roll. And that hit a TCU or Baylor player. There was contact down the field, but no penalty flag thrown as Patrick Levels came flying down there to block a TCU player. And clearly Hawthorne was there to Seth Russell and Jarrett Stidham. Johnson making his first start, and he hands it off here to Shock Linwood. And a big run on 1st down. Good.
First-time starter Chris Johnson, run between the tackles.
Well, he marked him down, only a 5-yard gain there. That pass intended.
He's got to manage the game well if he wants to win.
Johnson hit his pass low and incomplete, intended for
to be able to even complete a simple hitch pass because of the elements. So that's why I said mentally it's going to be big.
5th punt by Galitz, and Turpin's done a good job of those fair catch offenses in all of college football. Held to 2 touchdowns apiece. And here's a run play to Aaron Green across the 30-yard line, picks up 5, brought down by Blanchard because of injury, but Bryson Burnett has done a really good job so far. Boykin with a pop pass, and it's pulled in at the 48-yard line.
Well, and they try to change direction.
First down to the 47-yard line. Keeping is Boykin, playing with that bad ankle, and down he goes. Chance.
It's one of the things he does best.
Nation's leader in total offense, over 400 yards a game. He's barely over 100 today. A screen pass is nearly intercepted.
In quite some time at the top of the screen.
And Boykin going to throw it short to Hicks. And Hicks stepped out. My snapper, Matt Boggs, is out for the year with injury, but Burnett continues to do a good job. Gets it back to Perry. And this will bounce inside the 10, and TCU is going to down it inside the 5.
Backfires, backs him up inside the 5.
And Johnson to throw from his end zone. And the pass on the sideline is high and incomplete, including a pick. They blitz off the edge, and Linwood able to keep the feet moving. He was hit by Denzel.
You defensively if they can force a punt from their own end zone.
Johnson gonna fire it deep, going for Cannon, and he overshot him.
But now they're going to get the ball in great position.
So why not put somebody back there who can catch the punt that you trust? Corey Coleman, perhaps. He has returned some punts this year. This is a good kick by Galitz. Excellent job. Fair catch made at the 48-yard line by Turpin.
It'll be an interesting game.
Although I don't know if you'd call that an upset, right, if Stanford wins that game. Here's a pass out on the flat to Nixon. And Baylor doing a good job running to the football.
Harbaugh, Urban Meyer.
On 2nd and 7, they run Hicks. And nowhere to go. Drilled to the point of attack. And also heavy hearts.
This on Sunday.
Only 5 years old. Here's 3rd and 7. Boykin. Waiting. Directing. Almost falling. Getting hit. Throws downfield. And it's picked off. No, incomplete. No, it's one of two guys. Bram Kohlhausen or Foster Sawyer both played last week. This time they have Hawthorne under it. Way through the third. We're still tied at 14. It was 14-7 halfway through the first quarter. Johnson's pass is pulled in. A flag comes down. Coleman wrapped up at the 19-yard line. A 6-yard gain if it stands. Only 7 points have been scored since the midway point of the first.
Offense number 61. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's a right guard, 3.5 yards. He was actually further downfield than Corey Coleman, who caught the ball. Linwood straight ahead, past the 10 and out to the 13-yard line. 12 in rushing at 124 yards a game. They'll give it to him again on 2nd down, and he gets hammered. Man, Tice. On 3rd and long, Johnson taking off. Great play by Summers again. 4 words that we're not used to saying, but that has been truth in this game. That snap a little to the left of Galitz. And this is going to work out extremely well for Baylor. Turpin saying that's on me, pointing to himself as he runs. First down at the 27-yard line. Here's Aaron Green. And there's no running room at all against this Baylor. Green again. This time finds a running lane. It closes quickly, though.
Because Baylor knows that Boykin's not going to keep the football.
They're 1 of 10. Baylor's 1 of 11 on 3rd down. And Green won't pick it up. Brought down by Sell. Score came midway through the first quarter. TCU tied the game on a defensive score in the 2nd quarter. Perry's punt will roll inside the 30-yard line and stop around the 23 of 6 passes in this game. Thrown just 17. They're going to keep it on the ground. Devin Chafin, who has the 2 touchdowns.
2nd level and get a hat on Summers.
Chafin again trying to pick a hole. What a great play made that time.
Because Aaron Curry is injured.
3rd and 4. Chafin gets the first down. Able to power. First down in the 34. Chafin. And Summers wraps him up, but that's a 6-yard run.
The riskiness of that ball getting on the ground off of a punt could change this game, certainly in field position.
Well, they're keeping it on the ground, Tom, and Chafin gets the... A combined 15 punts. Now this is going to be a pass for Johnson. Going to throw it deep. Incomplete.
It'll be a little bit different, but it's tough for everybody.
Ball start.
Ball start. Offense number 69. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Now the big guy touched up in these conditions. Johnson going to throw it deep again. Incomplete through the hands of Katie Cannon. I don't know what I'm saying. The last 2 plays were deep shots.
TCU's been outstanding against the run in this game.
Johnson with time through the hands of Chafin. That was hot.
He feels like he can't help his football team offensively, and certainly the Baylor coaches feel the same way.
The better punter might win the game. Didn't think that would be an issue coming into tonight. Great job there. TCU 6-yard line. Green has a hole at the 10. One of the best runs of the night for Gary Patterson as they put Sean Nixon in as the Wildcat quarterback. He'll keep it. and dragged down by Grant Campbell.
From the quarterback position to run the ball, so you get Wildcat, and at least you get the numbers right.
Nixon will keep it, and he gets squashed by Blanchard. Third down in this game. 0 for 4 this half. And Boykin throwing a jump ball, and it's almost intercepted. Xavier Howard.
And the safeties are going that direction. They went up the middle, they'd be open.
That punt may have been blocked. We said the better punter might win the game. And Ethan Perry, it was hard to tell if that one got blocked or it was just a bad kick.
I think Terrence Williams blocked it. Number 22 came right up the middle. The backup running back gets a hand on it.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a finger. So that will give Baylor the ball at the 35-yard line.
Great job by Williams.
Yeah, he definitely got it.
He doesn't get a whole lot of looks at the running back position, but on special teams, it's going to be the special teams are going to win this game for somebody.
That was a great play going away from it that time. And he still got a hand on it. So now Baylor with an opportunity, a minute to go in the third. Still tied at 14. Ball on the 35-yard line. Shock Linwood. He gets shocked. Big hit at the point of attack by
safety. Physical hit.
Off play action. Johnson looking deep. Going to take a shot into the end zone. Overthrew Katie Cannon. Baylor 2 of 13. They're going to run Chafin on 3rd and long. And he's got the first down. Great job.
They're losing their footing. That's why he got the first down.
Johnson caping, and he gets swallowed by Davion Pearson in the back-to-back scoreless quarters this season. But they're inside the 25 for second down. Chafin running left. Gets to about the 19, bringing up 3rd down. And pass by Boykin, and a defensive touchdown to tie the game in the second quarter. Johnson lost the ball. Recovered by Baylor, or no, recovered by TCU. Davion Pearson comes up with the fumble for TCU.
And another big play by Caraway. He had a scoop and score in the first half. This time he goes up. Look at the great control to come back down and get a hand on the football. And Davion Pearson's there to thwart that Baylor drive.
Caraway coming off a 2.5 sack effort at Oklahoma. Had 2 great weeks for the Horned Frogs.
When Baylor's in position to potentially attempt a field goal, which would be huge with the conditions as they are currently, and you wonder the decision on 3rd and 10 to attempt to throw the ball down the field comes back to bite Art Briles.
First start for Johnson came on in relief of the injured Stidham last week at Oklahoma. Now Boykin to throw on 1st down. Listenby able to pull it in. A gain of, but they're going to put the ball in his hands and try to win the game, his final home game. Boykin gets across the 30. John Nixon at quarterback here as Boykin motions out, and penalty marker down. They did not get the play off in time. So they try to get cute there. Former TCU great goes to the top quarterback in college football. 3rd and 7. Can Boykin make a play? And that pass high and incomplete. Try to hit Listenby.
Will Lynx Hawthorne decide to field this punt or let it drop?
And Hawthorne will field it. Signaled for the fair catch. He muffed one for 21 on the night, making his first collegiate start. He's the 3rd string quarterback. Former receiver. They run Chafin, and he gets.
Johnson needs to be, when he's throwing that deep ball, just don't overthrow your receiver. Give him a chance to come up and make a catch.
Great play in the open field.
Run with the ball in his hands.
He's at the bottom of your screen, matched up against O'Mealy. Here's Chapin straight ahead, and they're going to mark him short.
Why not do it now?
Here's Chafin, and he's got it to midfield. Downs at midfield, and a downpour. Jefferson between the tackles gets another 4 or 5. He's also thrown 2 picks in the game. Here's Jefferson, and he gets nothing.
conversion.
Johnson gets hit and overthrows the intended weather.
Well, not necessarily. It's not easy to rush the passer when you can't get your own footing.
Gaylitz catches it, gets rid of it, and that's a great bounce inside the 10. First down from their 7-yard line. Boykin to throw from his goal line and into traffic. It's caught by Porter for a game.
Still expects better perfection, better execution out of his offense.
Yeah, this is a nightmare for play calling, and this doesn't matter what you dial up. As you see there, Porter has stepped up in his absence. Here's 3rd and 3. Boykin out of the backfield. The pass was behind Hicks. Incomplete.
He's been great.
Backed up.
He's been great.
That one on the money to Perry. And this is a liner. Takes a TCU bounce, but then the ground slows it down. It'll be Baylor ball. No offensive touchdown since the midway point of the first quarter. Johnson going to look for one here. Airing it out into traffic. Broken up. Incomplete.
Until then, give some of your best players a chance.
Seems like they get away from it, though. Good job again by Summers. 3 passing for 58 yards. Run play on 3rd and long, and Pearson slams Chafin down. Baylor is in their formation here. Snapping the ball with Gaylitz. Turpin under it. Makes the fair catch at the 10-yard line. Winning in Lincoln against Nebraska today. First down for TCU on its 10. They're going to run Hicks off the left side. Makes a man miss at the 15. Hicks still going and finally steps out just past the 25-yard line.
That's the biggest run of the night for TCU, and Hicks gets a little bit of a seam. Nice kick out block. Good job by Emmanuel Porter, the wide receiver, blocking Blanchard.
Hicks running right this time. Past the 30 and then shoved to the ground by Billings at the 30. 65 coming in. Pitch to Hicks on 2nd and 4. Cuts it back. Has the first down. Oakman trying to rip the ball. Nearing 6 minutes to go in the 4th. Here's Aaron Green trying to find a hole. It's not there. Touchdown, a fumble recovery by Josh Caraway. Penalty marker down. Here's Green out to the 48-yard line for Andrew Billings. Are hurt for Baylor on the play. A formation foul on TCU, 5 yards, but Billings hobbling for Baylor. He's their best defensive player. And Boykin to throw. Has time. And lobs it downfield. It's nearly intercepted. Off the finger. Frogs. The play clock is at 2. 3-man rush. Boykin stepping up and running. Boykin to the outside. Gets a block and has to keep its hopes alive of a Big 12 title and a college football playoff spot. As the ball was fumbled, and then Oakman almost took down the punter. Perry back at the 30-yard line did a good job to get rid of the punt before he was drilled by Oakman.
Dave, that ball went right through Ethan Perry's hands. It was a good snap. It just went between his hands. Take a look.
It's an 8-yard punt.
We've talked about it all game. And Perry's the first punter to.
That's live because the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, it's a good point. The ball hits the ground, so there is no roughing the punter in that situation.
He did a good job to get rid of that thing. In the final 5 minutes of regulation. And the ball's on the ground, a fumble, and TCU has it. Chafin puts it on the ground. Derek Kindred with the recovery.
I don't know if Chafin was anticipating getting that football from Johnson. Take a look. Does Johnson get the ball all the way in the belly? It's the responsibility of the quarterback to get it in there. It's hard to tell. It's tough. And the decision, remember, Tom talked about the decision to not play with drive footballs, that they wanted to maintain the pace. Both these teams did, and we've seen them struggle with the football.
Here's Hicks off the right edge. Across midfield into Baylor territory. Out did not fully have it. Here's Hicks, or make that Boykin off the fake, trying to get the first down, and he's
elements is one of them.
From the 44 of Baylor, another run. Here's Hicks, no running room, upended at the 45, a loss. Approaching 3.5 minutes to go in regulation. Hicks trying to find a hole, stood up at the 44-yard line.
Warm and toasty over there on the sideline.
Here's 3rd and long. Boykin in trouble. They're trying to set the screen up. Hicks with the catch and a great play at the 45 by Edwards. The ball, do they play for overtime at this point because they don't want to make a mistake deep in their own end? Perry's punt will bounce at the 10, and it's about the ball, not the feet, and I think they kept it from going into the end zone. They did. Nico Small was down there, and again in college football, it's all about where the ball is, and it was out of the end zone. It didn't matter where Small was when he touched it.
Great play by Nico Small, true freshman safety, loses his footing but is aware enough to keep that football out of the end zone. That's the little plays right on special teams that are going to have the outcome in this game. Nico Small just made one.
It'll be Baylor ball from the 1. He's handling the football. He's lined up in shotgun. They hand it off, and out of the end zone is Chafin. He gets to about the 4. Snap to Johnson. He'll hand it off. Chafin out to about the 8-yard line. He'll hand it off to Chafin. Keeps the feet moving, holds onto the ball, and gets
that punt out of your end zone.
Chafin shakes a couple of tacklers and gets to the 20-yard line. Thought the score might be in the mid-50s when we got there here tonight. Chafin off the right side, crosses the 30 and dumped at the 34-yard line. Here, that's Corey Coleman in the backfield. They're going to pitch it to Coleman, and he's taken down by Denzel Johnson. Low to mid-20s here in Fort Worth. Play clock down to 1, and they're taking a knee. And Gary Patterson not going to call his final timeout. So we're going to play to our right. That's what I could gather from that. The TCU won the toss and elected to take the ball first. So each team gets 1 possession from the opponent's 25-yard line. There's no game clock or play clock. And once you get to the 3rd overtime, and we might, you got to go for 2 if you score a touchdown.
The workhorse in this game, 22 carries.
And Chafin goes down at the 21, picks up 4 yards. He'll keep it on the ground as the quarterback Johnson picks up the first down to the 14-yard line.
Help you much in the red zone.
From the 15-yard line, here's Chafin down, or Jefferson rather. Quan McGowan in at tight end. Feuerbacher's in the backfield to help block. Jefferson inside the 10, stood up around the 9. Denzel Johnson. Will they keep it on the ground? Yes, they will. Jefferson inside the 5 and down at the 1. Jefferson slips.
Julius Lewis are outside. Everybody else is in the box.
Johnson keeping, and he's not going to get it. Dragged down for a loss of
play in overtime for them.
See if they take a shot to throw the ball. They will. And here's the jump pass. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Devin Chafin pulls it in. They ran that earlier in the field of play and it worked. And it works here on 3rd and goal to give Baylor the lead.
They put pressure on Trevone Howard, the Mike linebacker, making it look like Johnson's going to come right downhill, right at him, and they just slip Chafin right behind him for the touchdown.
It's his 3rd score of the game. 2 on the ground, that one receiving, and now Callahan has made 105 consecutive point-after attempts, trying to give Baylor a 7-point lead. TCU will get a shot. That was a high snap. The extra point is good, though. 7-point lead for Baylor.
So let's put you in Trevone Howard's shoes here. Here he is right here. and the quarterback's going to act like he's coming right downhill, and then he just jumps up. It's that Tebow pass, and Chafin goes right behind him. And give credit to Chris Johnson. Been a struggle. 6 completions all game. None bigger than that one.
And again, remember, with the injuries, if Baylor were to win out and Oklahoma were to lose and they're back in the college football playoff discussion, this is what happened with Ohio State last year when they got to their 3rd quarterback because of injuries. It'll certainly be a topic of discussion in that room with the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. But we still got some work to do here with TCU getting possession at the 25.
Number 2 still has something to say about that.
That's Trevone Boykin. It's been a struggle for him as well since that touchdown pass in the opening quarter. And Boykin gonna keep. He has no running room. Taken down for a loss. Boykin to throw, and he's gonna throw short. Merca. 4th down and short, running the ball. Boykin's going to throw, moving around. Boykin looking into double coverage, and there was contact and a flag. They run into Listenby. Chance Waz and Xavier Howard, and it's as if Howard said to Waz, "What are you doing? Don't make contact on Listenby." And I think Phil Bennett saying the same thing.
Yeah, that was just a hope throw from Trevone Boykin, hoping to get a pass interference call.
Again, the microphone not working for Mike DeFee.
See, it's great coverage. Xavier Howard's in good position, and Chance Waz that's a young player, and he's making his 9th start.
So 1st and goal on the Baylor 6. They need a touchdown and an extra point, although who knows, they might go for 2. Gary Patterson did it last week at the end of the Oklahoma game, and it failed. First things first, they got to get in the end zone. Here's a pitch to Turpin, trying to get in. He hit the pylon. They haven't signaled yet. No, they're saying he did not get in. He hit the pylon. They're saying he stepped out of bounds first. Inside the 1-yard line at 2nd down. They're celebrating here in Fort Worth like it's a touchdown, but the ruling on the field was he did not get in. Oh, that's a touchdown. Yeah. He's in. Again, we can't hear, but they're saying that he was actually short of the goal line. But we can't hear why. We're not getting the explanation, but they're saying that he was short of the goal line. Looking down and goal. And Boykin keeps. He's in. Touchdown, TCU. And they are not going to go for 2. Overcrome comes right onto the field to send it to a 2nd overtime.
Now you got Zach Allen out there for his first catch of the football. He's a backup quarterback. He's got to get this hold. First get the snap and then get it down.
Made 2 extra points in the 1st quarter. This to send it to a 2nd overtime. It's good. Tied at 20-25 here in the 2nd overtime. And here comes a reverse, and Turpin was looking to throw. Now he takes off inside the 20 and steps out of bounds. Short of the 1st down. 2nd and 3 on the 18-yard line. And a big hole off the right side for Hicks to the 10-yard line. Goal. It's Hicks again. And he is knocked down in the backfield by Teon. Last year, a candidate to win the award again. And hand it off to Green. Ran into a teammate, and Green is wrapped up inside the 10. Baylor rushes 3. Boykin looking. End zone wide open. Touchdown, Turpin. Baylor will still get an opportunity. TCU going for the kick here to make it a 7-point lead. Overchrome, the kicker, puts it through. It's 28-21 TCU.
Devontae Turpin lined up in the slot. And when you rush 3 and give this much time, you're going to see Turpin's going to come up here, and then he works the back end line. But look at the time that Trevone Boykin has back here. There's too much time. Turpin was initially doubled and then just makes the inside move, and that's an easy touchdown for TCU. They were expecting the out route, and they got the in route.
Trevone Boykin has made so many plays at quarterback the last 2 years, helping TCU to a 12-win season last year. 9-2 coming in, playing with a bad ankle. Did he just win the game for TCU? Or will Chris Johnson in his first collegiate start send it to a third overtime? What's your strategy if you're Baylor in terms of play calling?
The first overtime, it was run with Chris Johnson. And I'd be the same way.
Here's Chafin, and he gets leveled after a gain of 2. Boy, tough field. Chafin again, no running room. Gain of 2, 3rd and 6. He's going to keep it, and he is close to the first down. They're going to spot him just short. It'll be 4th and 1 at the 16 for the 4th down and 1 at the 16-yard line.
Now they're going to come back in a set that looks like they might go for quarterback sneak.
Johnson, the quarterback, is 235 pounds. He's going to hand it off to Chafin. He's taken down for a loss. TCU wins. Baylor's hopes of a Big 12 title and a shot in the college football playoff gone.
And it's fitting that it was number 42, Ty Summers, once again, coming from his middle linebacker spot. He's done it all night, and he got an assist from Julius Lewis, the corner, off the edge.
Art Briles doesn't like the TCU fans on the field are talking some smack to him. He's not happy about that. Trying to find Gary Patterson for the handshake. They did look at it and confirm what we saw on the field. He was short. The game is over. TCU wins it in double overtime, 28-21.
And everything TCU has been through this season, the 2 losses to Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, the Oklahoma decision to go for 2 at the end. 20 starters have been injured on this team, and they've missed 103 games. To win this game, how sweet that is to get revenge for last year.
TCU improves to 10-2, wrapping up its regular season. Baylor falls to 9-2. They play Texas next week, but the Bears are done in terms of the Big 12 championship picture and the playoff picture as well.
I give Art Briles a lot of credit right now. He's looking for Gary Patterson. It's a melee down on the field. He could easily just go to the locker room, but he's a competitor through and through. He's a man of his word. He's sticking it out trying to find Gary Patterson. I don't think he ever found him, but at least he's making the effort, Dave.
Yep, I agree. Hard to find anybody in that pile that you recognize right now with the TCU fans storming the field. And those fans deserve a lot of credit for sticking it out.
Go back and look at that play, Dave, where Ty Summers from his linebacker position, 42, he squeaks through there, and you're going to see that's Julius Lewis from his corner position, unaccounted for into the backfield. But Summers, all game, made these plays, and you got to give him credit fighting through all the injuries defensively. They lose both starting Mike linebackers, and he played his tail off.
What'd you think of the call, the deep handoff rather than the quarterback sneak?
I'm fine with the call. I mean, it's a short yardage situation. What else are you going to do? I mean, they tried the quarterback sneak, and that got stuffed.
Yep.
It wasn't the play call the reason why they didn't get that 4th down. It was the fact that TCU's defense was up to the task.
Gary Patterson so proud of his defense. They have lost just about all of their starters from last year's team due to graduation or injury. And Art Briles knows their shot of making the playoff and winning a Big 12 championship are over. 28-21 the final. Sports Center is coming up next. Stay tuned for more from Fort Worth. For Brian Greasy, Tom Luganville, I'm Dave Pasch. So long for now. Steve Levy, John Butcherdraw, Sports Center.